Hi, welcome back to channel TrainStation2. Alright, we got fourth in this fourth competition, and of course with that we secured that 1000 tokens for one of the legendaries, and not forgetting we have already 5854 keys. That means I've secured two legendaries, but I'm not claiming them yet because I'm going to push them hopefully to the next region. And as for 99% complete, you can see there in the global logistics map itself. How do I did that? Basically, we held the last job and not collect it. Alright, now I'll let you enjoy a bit of adverts from TrainStation2. Sit back and relax. Alright, hope you like that, Everett. Okay, now back to this fourth competition. As usual, make sure you do those bonuses in order to climb that ranking chart. And of course, in preparation for the next job, you make sure you have those items ready, i.e. the raw materials from whichever area, most probably from the event map, and then continuously working this logistics center around the clock. I think that's the key to making sure that you have sufficient of those event items. Noting that you only have one factory that manufactures event items, and basically you have 3 customers asking for them. So always only activate your purple job when you have the dispatchers all backed, so they can always prepare for it. Alright, besides preparing items in our logistics center, you do understand copper is hot and they are in demand, so make sure you have lots of this copper, and of course grab some more steel whenever possible so that you can make some of the event items. So generally I would say that you need lots of those copper ore as well as those coal in place. Of course, limited warehouse spacing is always a concern, so just make sure you got to balance it in terms of the event items. Majority in the warehouse, but you also need some space so they can collect raw materials to make the other stuff that's required. Alright, so we're left with 23 hours at this moment, and we are still having a good position of second, but of course very soon you realize that the first two guys are competing way beyond the normal EP. Probably 2 gemmers up front that's basically fighting among themselves by spending whatever gems they have, so they are all too far away from the rest of us. And then I really realized that there was a last moment player that appeared out of nowhere, and basically the person could just propel himself up the ranks so quickly. I think it's another one who spent hundreds of gems just to push himself up. We're wondering why people are willing to do that. It's because I've saw in those forums where people can easily get thousands of gems by playing affiliated games that Android is providing for as a partnership together with Pixel Federation. So that's how unfair it is. I mean, there are also people who actually pay real money to get gems, but I believe most of them would have use the affiliated games to generate huge amount of gems to fight with people that are gem pro like myself. So again, then how do you make sure you are able to maintain in top 5? Like I said, a lot of preparation work, a lot of logistics management, because you need to make sure, as I said, the logistics center around the clock is important. You can see the number of quantities they are asking for is hilarious, because almost everything is 1,000 and above. So how would you be able to generate so much with that limited number of time? And they keep on repeating and asking for the same thing. So how do you basically maintain sufficient supplies? Of course, we'll always try to do this before you send out the 10 dispatches. Send this 10 dispatcher twice to grab those event items, raw materials, and then before you send them out. Of course, this wasted probably 6 minutes of time, but I think it's totally worth it. And of course, not forgetting hold back that last job. You can see me holding back that first job here, which is basically 30/30. If I've collected that 80 over EP and attempted to do that, I would have completed 100%. And I think maybe even thousands or even 1,500 quantities being asked for. So you can see here immediately people are appearing out of nowhere, and they are way above. There's no choice, right? So I'm quite happy to earn those bonus gems when possible. But again, it is very difficult for me, especially when I have a limited number of gems to push forward the manufactured items. And not forgetting, you can see here we have only 300 plus television sets, but they're always asking for 1,000 of it. So it is really that difficult. And the quantities of EP doesn't commensurate with so-called the huge quantities being asked for. So here we are, 8 hours left before the end of this competition, and I'm still hoping to stay on to the third place, or if not top five. So this is a continuation. I mean, every hour you got to basically log in and keep on doing it. And I'm trying my best to level up as soon as possible so that I could start collecting the prize, the trains that I've already saved up for. At the end of this competition, basically we have already secured 2 legendaries. I'm now working to save enough keys for that epic, and then eventually the rare. And let's see how it worked out at the last moment. Maybe I'll give up the rare and the common for the special building if I don't have sufficient keys. Again, if you are in Atlantic shipping like me, it's really pure luck, I think, because it depends on the team members that are within the team and whether they are working hard enough. And I think Pixel Version is doing a very silly bonus thing, so it doesn't really help much. So it is obvious. I mean, the first team is keep on winning, but I do hear this, which is once you are in that first team, everything's get tougher actually. So people like us in the Atlantic shipping, apparently I think competition is not that stiff because we are not the so-called elites in this competition. So that's what I've heard, and I think probably there's a consolation that our team is not winning. It just means that we are able to get easier in terms of the top positioning. So I'm not too sure, but this may be the rumor that when you have personal contribution, whether you're top 1% or top 5%, is among your own team itself. So I'm not too sure about that, but if that's the case, I think there's a bit of consolation. So here we are at the end of the competition, and we got fourth, and with that we got 180 coins, and this 180 coins adds up, then we have sufficient 1036 already, and very soon I'll be collecting that last container as the reward. And as usual, Atlantic shipping, 50 keys. I've already gotten 200 from it, 4 times 50. So you can see here it's quite obvious. And of course this is the personal one. Can see we have sufficient keys for that Atlantic legendary as well. Alright, thank you for watching. Do rest well. Goodbye.